Good morning, everybody. Jody Brozick of WinterWarriorsLive.com here with head coach Dan Aaker of your Winter Warriors. Dan, coming off victory over the Wagner Red Raiders, highest scoring output of the season. Talk about that game.
Well, I think going in, we really talked about keeping focus and being ready to play. I mean, we really felt we were the better team, and we've shown at times throughout the year, and we've talked about this probably numerous times, if we're motivated and focused, we can be a pretty good football team. But how are we going to react with a team that's kind of struggled? And we felt that we were better at, are we going to play the way we're capable of playing, or are we going to play to our opponent's level, which we've kind of showed tendencies to do. So I was really happy. I thought the week of practice was good. It was a different feel, same kind of feel we had for Chamberlain. And we performed well in the first half. I mean, we had some big plays. I thought that was a big part of it. I've been waiting to get some big plays, but we had some big plays. Riley had a nice game. And, we took a step forward in the fact that we played the way we're capable of playing. We really talked about having focus for 48 minutes. We talked about, a true character of a team is, in games like this, you show up with the mental edge that you would have against, say, a Sioux Falls Christian or a Valentine. And, all that stuff I thought we saw. So I really thought it was a big step forward because we're close to where we need to be now. And the other positive is we got a lot of guys in. We were subbed out pretty good even at the first half. And, that was good for those guys to experience some varsity action. We've been kind of spoiled over the last two previous years where I think everybody just expected they just get into a varsity game. Well, that's not reality with 95% of teams, So it was good to get some of the JV played a lot, freshmen got in. So a lot of positives, took a step forward and did what we, really prepared to do for that week and come out and execute it. And, we can't have 100% perfection and focus, but that's our goal. And we're still making strides in that, but at least we're going forward.
Big week of football coming up. In 11B, you've got Sioux Valley and Bridgewater, Emory, Ethan, and you have Winter traveling to take on Woonsocket, Wessington Springs, Sanborn Central, which is the bigger of the game of the two.
They're both pretty big, and they both have a big impact on the playoff seedings. A lot of things can happen. This game is really a playoff game for us because there's a lot of things on the line. Number one, it's for the SCSD conference. When this game's going to win that over newly formed conference. Number two, where everybody's going to end up on seeding, especially us. We talked about this right away on Monday. We're in good. We're fortunate for one thing because our guys have earned the right to basically control their own destiny. We don't need help from anybody else. We can control where we end up, and that's a good thing to have. I mean, there's a lot of other teams that are hoping that this happens. If we play well and take care of business, then we're going to be sitting there at a pretty high seed. If not, then a lot of things can fluctuate. But those four teams could really stagger the top four seeds. I mean, in any four of them. Well, I don't know if Woonsocket can make it up to one, but and then you add Sioux Falls Christian to it. So you have four teams that could be the number one seed, but depending on how you pencil it out. So, both big games kind of makes it fun for fans and everybody else. I think it's really good preparing. This is not a play. It's play. We're treating it like playoff atmosphere as far as preparation, but obviously life still goes on after this week, and then after that, then the stakes get a little higher. But I think that our guys understand that. We've had a really focused week, and they understand what they're going to see. So it'll be interesting to see Friday night how it all eventually pencils out. We, in our minds, and I learned a long time ago, I'm not going to sit there and do all that penciling myself, but I got a couple assistants that kind of like to do it. And my understanding is if we would win Friday, we could be anywhere from 1 to 3, depending on how everything plays out. If we would lose, we could drop to 6. So it's a pretty big window that a lot of fluctuation that could happen.
Speaking of Woonsocket, Wessington Springs, Sanborn Central, they're a 9AA team that has made the jump to 11B. The last few years, their junior varsity and freshmen had been playing 11-man football to get ready for this jump. Talk to our fans about what type of team we're going to see Friday night.
Well, one, I think they're very similar to us in a couple ways. One, how their season has played out. They took an early, defeat to Bridgewater Emerson, which they were, pretty much controlled, similar to the way we were at Sioux Falls Christian. Progressively gotten better. Theirs was the second week, ours was the first week, but I think, taking that loss, they learned a lot and moved forward. You look at common opponents, which we have a fair amount of just because we're in the conference. Compare the scores, you're looking at kind of a dead heat. I mean, they've about been exactly the same. So they're the 6-1 for a reason. They're a good football team. I think the big key for us defensively is we've got to do our best to contain their running back, Woody. He's the best running back we've seen all years in terms of a complete running back. He's got power. He can make you miss. He's, I wouldn't call him a burner, but he can run away from people, and they give him the ball a lot. They want the ball in his hands. Kingsbury, their quarterback's been starting for a while, and he's another good athlete. Those two are going to have to be the focus of what we do defensively. They ask a lot of those two, not only offensively but defensively, but they'll run option. Kingsbury can run and throw. They like to slip Woody out when they're passing and give it to him, but they run a lot of power game and a few different sets and come right at you. And, he's really shown over the few games that we've watched. He gets a ton of yards after contact. We really got to tackle well. We got to really rally the ball defensively. First time since Valentine, we see a team that's going to be a run team first. And so, I think we kind of like that. I mean, but we preach all the time: stop the run, stop the run, stop the run. Doesn't matter who we're saying. That's going to be a huge task defensively for us. Offensively, pretty good size up front, and it's another odd front, which we've talked before. We struggle a little bit. This is more of a 3-4 team, which we haven't seen a lot of those, and most of them are 3-3s or 3-5s. So we've had to make some just subtle blocking scheme adjustments, but I think our guys have picked it up pretty well. And it comes down up front, like always. We're gonna have to control the line of scrimmage to move the ball, but I like schematically some of the things that I feel we should be able to do. But it really sets up to a really good football game with both teams having a lot on the line. So that's going to bring a lot of energy to the game. Everybody wants momentum going in the playoffs, on the road, a new opponent, and so we're excited to make the trip.
How are you looking health-wise as a team coming down the stretch?
Good. We've been fortunately the last even 3 weeks have not had much of anything, not even a lot of bumps and bruises, that to my knowledge. And I think with that the illnesses that we were dealing with seem to be kind of moved on. So hopefully that's the case. We stay healthy this week, and that's always critical to a lot of teams of how far they make it is how healthy can they stay, and then this late season push.
Any travel directions for people to get to Wessington Springs?
Yeah, I looked at a MapQuest and it doesn't really tell me which is the best route. I think we're going to go interstate enough just because it's
281.
Sure,
Sure.
Go up 281.
Good luck tonight, Coach.
All right, thanks.